know,
So, now that we're
some
done,
baked potatoes.
I can show you the
So yeah.
comparison between all the different effects. First, you have basically what it looks like without any effects. Then you can
So
have
my bad
the
if,
Blender
you know,
VHS effect. You can even have the Blender and DaVinci Resolve
Jesus.
VHS effect, or you can have the AVI Synth VHS effect. You let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I personally have a preference, but now you know how to do a VHS effect just like I do. So let me know in the future if there's anything else that you're curious about on what I do, because I'm willing to do a couple other tutorials. This is the first time I've done it, and this is actually the third time I've had to do this tutorial and had to redo it because I just am so bad at tutorials.
Well, looks like none of it's gonna come on anytime soon because of the struggle.
So, you just finished your first little scene in Blender, and you have everything set up from your models, you have your environments, you have your textures, and you even have some emission. But there's a problem. Something you notice about Cycles is that, well, Cycles, it takes a long time to render. For example, and this isn't even the polished version, this isn't even like with all the settings that I would put, about 10
Yeah, I'm
seconds.
assuming no one's gonna join this server,
Go
but
to a minute with all the
and
settings
if
that I would normally
some
put.
of you guys
But
are
for
here,
short
then
animation,
well,
that just
then
takes way
hey,
too much time.
I
And
just
you're
got back
pretty
from
much getting
eating
the
baked
same
potatoes,
look
so
as with
yeah.
Eevee. It may not be exactly the
And probably I'm not
360
gonna
like, and
somehow
have the
see
same
chat,
emission textures that
so
you may have to work with,
then
but
maybe in
you
the
probably
future I'm
wouldn't have
probably
such
might get to
trouble. So
find
if you go to
figure it out.
Eevee,
So yeah.
something's not right. Well, for starters, the emission textures that we have on these ceiling tiles are not even working. They're not lighting up anything. And that's the problem with Eevee, is that Eevee isn't really known for doing accurate lighting and reflections. It's meant to
This because I
fake
was eating and
stuff.
somehow I got kicked out
Unfortunately,
of
we're
the
going to have
stream for
to
some
replace
reason.
all the emission
And yeah,
textures with actual
if
light
you're here,
sources.
yeah,
And now you can
that
see
is yeah.
our scene is lit up. I want to turn this down a bit. These are a bit too bright.
So and
There
for
we
some
go.
reason,
Now you can see our scene is lit up.
each time I
Now,
like pause
is
it
it
or
anything
something, yeah,
like
just
Cycles
somehow
with all the proper reflections and everything? No, but that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. There's some stuff that you can do to help kind of fake that
hang
even
on.
further. make
Oh
it
yep, sorry
better.
about that. I was completely muted.
There's still stuff missing, such as like
Sorry about the
contact shadows.
muting.
There aren't really any contact shadows, and contact shadows are essentially
Man,
a shadow, but for
Jesus.
stuff that gets in contact with each other. A good way to show this
Oh.
is if we go
It
to
keeps. I see the flickers of this of the chat, but
set this to ambient occlusion.
I don't see the
This
chat
is a good
though.
example of contact shadows. So you can see as this carousel gets closer to the wall,
Sorry about
it
that.
starts to form
Sorry
areas
if
where
I was
light
muted or
doesn't
anything.
reach. And even as far as the
So
floor
yeah.
down here, this
I
carousel
was
is
about
making
to
contact
say
with the
earlier
floor,
on that
causing there to be an area
in the future I'll probably might get to
where
see
the
chat,
glass gets in the way,
maybe, because you
where
know.
light isn't reaching. And so that's what ambient
Yeah.
occlusion is.
There's up to 100% leak-free protection. Sure, we bundled in same just like you said. Funny.
And sorry for the whole muting thing again. So yeah.
Sorry, did you say twins?
Please do let me know. Okay, bye.
Okay.
When your project is completed, contact your local unit's representative to arrange for pickup of the empty units container. Take the stress.
And just let you know,
with units.
actually never mind. I scratched that. I already said it. And one thing that I think that I was about to say, that I will be leaking a thumbnail of mine that I'm gonna create for my next video. So yeah,
And it's very subtle, but you can
and
kind of see
you know,
along the floor here. We start to get shadows.
so yeah.
And we can even just go as far as to turn these shadows up. We can even see better probably in Freddy's little feetsies here. To turn this off, it may not be as obvious, but for stuff like the corners of the walls,
Okay.
you're not supposed to get like light always.
So for some of you guys who are wondering how I did the 3D thing of the characters is I use Prismion 3D in case and I did revamp Springtrap / Afton / the Yellow Rabbit. So yeah. And the reason why I didn't do the background of the 3D thing is because, well, they're a lot more challenging than I thought it would be on the background 3D thing. So that's why I'm using a 2D image instead, like a 3D. But who knows?
If you do want to make things look a bit nicer in EP, you always have the option of putting.
And who knows, and probably later on, probably might get to,
Pretty much helps with making us believe the intensity
you know, yeah.
of light. Light, if it is bright enough. And for someone who's having.
And the reason why I'm using CapCut and other editing products is because there's not like I'm technically one of those people that's technically can't find any other easier editing apps, you know. I'm kind of like that person. So yeah. And I'm probably going to show the leak of the image now, so of the thumbnail.
There you go. Now you got some nice bloom action going on. So it really shows how intense his eyes are.
And this is the thumbnail I'm going to be using for the, you know, for the take. Yeah. And not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud of this. Even if, yeah. So you've seen that. Now, yeah.
But
So I'm probably just gonna stop at somewhere around like wo- somewhere when it hits to like I don't know 13 or 15 on the stream. So because you know how it is.
this one basically is
Since
trace at a lower resolution. This is if you
yeah,
really need to like optimize your blenders scene, but I don't need to. And refraction is something else. Now there isn't necessarily anything glass, for example. Let's say
yeah, I figure which section Foxy gets corrupted. Because in case you haven't noticed the audio, this is like this is the reimagined version song of Showtime by Ryan and Danielle, and he's kind of a very good reimagined and Friday Night Funkin' song artist, you know, including one of his friends as well, who does songs, but like make good, you know. And I probably might probably send the videos of those two in the show Grind and Nail and the others in the description so you guys can check them out, you know.
in the render properties of your shadows. Your cube size you can increase to 4K, but it's not as big of a difference as like cube size. I'd probably say keep it there. Cascade to 2,000, but I like to keep it at 4,000 per beat because I can handle it. Check high bit depth. That's going to be very subtle, but for things like this carousel,
So I'm grabbing one of the memes of the Foxy's voice lines, you know.
And if you don't want these softer shadows, you don't want shadows that are like just.
So when it hits to like I don't know, like 14 or 16 or 20, I'm probably gonna stop. You know,
But I prefer to turn soft shadows off because I really want to
well, I'm
see
probably
the
gonna skip
harshness
the video
of
thing,
my
meme thing,
shadows. So
and
this
just
is
use the text.
but you can check that box if you want the softer shadows or harsher lines. I think it's best that we move on to the fifth.
And who knows, probably I might get to use Prisium Live, because you know, but it's a chance, maybe, that I get to use it.
You're gonna want to add volume. So we're just gonna add an EQ. Now, if you're trying to look in solid view and this is getting in the way, you can just come over to your object properties and in viewport set the display as a wire. So you just gotta remember which one it is. So name your objects, volume, box. And so now we have a box. It really just is a box. It has no textures. But we're gonna fix that. So in your material properties, we're gonna add material, name it volume box, just so that we know what we're gonna use. And then you're gonna start off with this principal. Forget that. Forget principal BSDF because we're gonna shift A and we're gonna add.
There's only one of you guys in the stream, but you know.
This is not going there. Just so
What?
people don't get
There it
confused.
is.
People get confused with volumes. Do not put your volume into surface. It goes in volume. I made the mistake too many times. Now, if you were just to go into our render view here, something's up. You have a bit of like dense fog, but nothing really being shown.
Jeez,
So
sorry about that.
because your density's too duh. It's like a really dense fog. Of course, we're not going to see anything. You're going to crash into the street. Now, you just slow it down a bit. You can already start to see what's going on, but it's still too dense. So we're probably going to turn this down to 0.005. That I'd say is good. We can even turn it down even further to like 0.001. And now we have a bit of volume. It's not a whole lot to where it's noticeable, but it's a bit that helps with stuff like your. So now we come down here. You need to just turn this off. You don't really get the whole lot of depth, but it just adds a little bit to your scene. Now you can be crazy with it. You can add a color ramp. You can add a noise texture. And then what you can do is plug the fact into the back. You're gonna put this to 4D, and then you can start messing with like the scale and stuff like that. But we first need to plug this color ramp into the density. And to help see things better, we're gonna plug this into the. So we're gonna
Never underestimated cunning. Sorry for the mumble. Jesus. And no one's on stream, and that's fantastic.
Got a lot of cloud shapes, but it actually applies scale. No, it doesn't do anything.
Unless I think it, I hope it's not,
This into a cube and just scale it up. It'll probably work better. We got a bunch of cloud shapes in here. What's up with that? Well, if you scale up these cloud shapes.
Yeah, cheesy's legs.
25, yeah, that'd probably be good.
Another.
Detail.
Under miss. Oh god.
Turn down the roughness and get these. I'd say roughness about.
Under miss.
And then the distortion can help a little like smoke texture. Smokiness. And now we can turn the white down.
Underestimate. Jesus. These texts, these speeches always,
What do we get?
Underestimate.
Smoke. We get like textured smoke. We got a little smokiness in our scene. Best part about this.
Underestimate.
Makes me feel more like myself. Something new. I can't
Underestimate. Not never under. Yes. If this is in Jesus. Under. Sorry for being such a dingbat, but Well, I'm probably just gonna short this off here, so yeah. But for now, that's all I have to do since, But don't worry, there's a chance I might actually live stream again tomorrow or somewhat someone in the middle of Wednesday maybe. So yeah. But for now, I hope you guys like the editing stream or something. So yeah. That's all, and see you guys next stream or